Sean, the questions I have are in regards to the JOC contracts. Obviously, this is an issue that continues to come before us. I understand the issue of JOCs and the flexibility that it provides. But one of the things that's come to my attention, I just want to make sure how you operate in CDC versus Public Works, is that while people bid on these individual contracts and you select them through your process, some of the contractors are not qualified to do certain work. Okay? And they don't have the right certifications. So they subcontract that to a qualified contractor. And guess what? Then Public Works attaches a 15% premium on it. So my point being is, are we leaving 15%? Do you do that? And if you have, the flexibility is to hire, get these contracts out, right? And to move quickly, and I understand all that. But that's disturbing that if people aren't able, then you get a subcontractor, but you still pay a 15% premium on top of the qualified work.
Yeah, thank you for the question, Supervisor. No, we do not allow for any kind of premium. So
it's an internal premium. It's not a premium, it's an internal premium. So
no, there's no internal premium. So based on the line item that they bid and the current JOC contracts before you today have a factor of about 68 cents and 70 cents on the dollar. That's it, whether they hire a subcontractor or not.
So, but then you allow successful bidders to subcontract work that they're not capable of performing. So why are they picked?
Well, they're
picked, selected, I guess would be a better
word. When you're looking at a JOC contract, they are bidding a whole litany of items.
Right. I know
right.
exactly what it is.
Right. So, well, they bid it based on what they feel is appropriate to not only get the bid, but to make a profit. And we use them because of the efficiency.
But if they don't have the certification, they can't do the work.
They have a general license, but if they don't have a specific expertise in a trade, you are correct, they would subcontract that work out.
Okay.
Okay, we have public comment. If Supervisor Solis.
Yeah, I just have a question. I just wanted to ask you, I understand this is a format you're using to help to expedite, to get contracts out more expeditiously. And I have just a question. What efforts do you make to reach out to minority and women-owned businesses? Is that a product? Is that also something included in here? Or what's current process?
Sure. I have Jeffrey Stevens here. He's going to answer those questions for you.
Yeah, we have a vendors list on our website. We send out our solicitations to over 400 contractors and subcontractors when we advertise. We also advertise it on our website and on the counties.
But do you make a special effort to identify minority, women-owned, disabled vets, contractors?
We do outreach through the Office of Small Business, and we advertise on our web end.
That's the outlet that you use?
Yes.
Currently, okay. So
Yes.
are you able to report, would you be able to report back to us? Because I'm interested in that, in what contracting opportunities, as we move forward,
we can
are made
report back.
available for minority, women-owned, disabled.
Sure, we can certainly give you that report.
So, thank you. Mr. Mayor, I want to go back to my question then. So, if a contractor is selected and then the job comes up, but they don't have a certification, they subcontract. Has the subcontract been approved by you? Or, they can't just pick anyone, right? Is the subcontractor on a vendor list that's been pre-approved by the Community Development Commission?
No, we get contractors who are general contractors, and as Sean explained, there's a whole range of work. What work they can't self-perform, they hire subcontractors.
Are those subcontractors cleared by you?
Yes, they are. We check them for their licenses, for workers' comp, et cetera, et cetera.
All right, thank you.
You have public comments? Okay. Eric Previn and Wayne Spindler.
Interesting conversation. It's Eric Previn, the county resident from District 3, and I have to applaud Supervisor Knabe for peeking in on something that I've been looking at myself, because it's my understanding that in the example that he just teased out, which is a scenario where the A contractor doesn't have a particular license and contracts with the subcontractor, they check to make sure they've got the certification, but it's my understanding that there's no oversight of the negotiation, first of all. And second of all, it's my understanding that the CDC, the A contractor, does charge 15%. And thus, it does create a increased cost. And the question becomes, well, couldn't we get everybody licensed up front, which is a hard and difficult thing to manage. But it's the least of the concerns with what JOC brings along with it. The concern that I'm really focused on, and Mr. Rogan and I over the years have had some conversations about it, is when the bids are so low, and they've come up a bit from where they were, that we're seeing somebody trying to get the job at 49 cents on the dollar or 52 cents on the dollar. There's a group called Worldwide that bid up several of these contracts for millions of dollars at 51 cents on the dollar or something, which strains credulity beyond belief. I mean, nobody can see how that happens. And so then we look for these kinds of ways to make 15% here, make 15% there. And one particularly disturbing turn of events is where the price book that's been created by Gordian Group out in South Carolina, apparently it has everything in it, from soup to nuts. I mean, the whole thing, except for the things that are not in it. And those things are out of the price book and become Wild Wild West, where the guy says, hey, let's get 3 bids on this and I'll take 15% of whoever gets the job. But there's no oversight by Public Works or CDC, really. They may say that they have the certification, but therefore, I, as the A contractor who's super honest, would pick the one that 15% is the biggest chunk of. So I'd take a guy at $1 million instead of 800,000 because I'm going to do better. So this needs to be really scrutinized, and Jacob Williams and the CEO who stepped out appropriately for this should coordinate with all the county departments doing the job. And I appreciate you turning my mic off. That's a good strategy. Thank
Let
you.
me also call up Nicole Parson, Mr. Spindler.